I don't like to work for people. Many of you in here, I hope, inherit that.
If you want true freedom, you have to work for yourself.
If you don't tell the world who you are, if you don't tell the camera of the world who you are, the world's going to tell the world who you are.
Rise and shine!
It's Entspresso time.
Hey, Believe Nation! I am not a morning person. I'm not, it's true. But when you start your day with a powerful routine that inspires you, like watching one of these videos, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you, and get ready for a shot of Entspresso from Kevin OLeary.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going. I wake up every morning.
I was working once at an ice cream parlor when I was about 15 years old, my first real job. And on the second day, I was asked to scrape the gum off between the Mexican tiles on the floor. And I said to the woman who owned the store, it was called Magoo's Ice Cream Parlor, "You didn't hire me to scrape gum, you hired me to scoop ice cream." And this girl in the shoe store across the way that's looking at me, I don't want her to see me scraping the gum. And she said, "What are you talking about? I own this store. I'll do anything I want with you. Get down on your knees and scrape that gum." And I said, "I'm not doing it." She said, "You're fired." Last job I ever had. I owe that woman everything. I don't like to work for people. Many of you in here, I hope, inherit that. There's nothing wrong with it, but if you want to control your own destiny, you work for yourself. That's how it works.
If you want true freedom, you have to work for yourself. You think about it. As long as you have a boss, as long as there's somebody telling you what to do, even if you love the boss, even if you love your coworkers, you love your environment, you love the skills that you're learning, you will never be free if you have a job. Now, maybe freedom's not your number one priority, but if it is, if you say, no, I want freedom, this is the life that I want to live, this is where I want to go and I want to be in charge, then you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to work for yourself. And it's never been easier to actually make that transition happen. I look at myself, I look at the jobs that I've had over the years, and the one job where I realized I am not going to be an employee was when I worked at a company doing data entry. Was I in university? I was in university, and it was in a financial company, and I was in finance. You know, I was studying economics and finance, and I thought I wanted to be a banker. So any job in finance would be, you know, a great job to put on the resume. But a lot of the jobs suck, you know, when you first get started. So this job was doing data entry for a finance company, and I was on a team of 4, 5, 6 people. And we basically copy pasted all day. Copy pasted. And I like to apply myself. You know, I like to, if I'm doing something, I want to do it well. Even if it's something I don't care about, because I'm doing it, I want to do it well. It's just a mindset that I think if you can bring to the things you do, shifts everything. It shifts your confidence, shifts your self-belief. It shifts everything forward, that because you are doing it, you're going to do it to the best of your abilities. And so if I'm going to do data entry, I'm going to crush this data entry. It's going to be the best data entry that I've ever done in my life. So I'm on this team of people, and my boss had all sorts of restrictions. I couldn't eat at my desk, and I get headaches, especially when look at these crazy seagulls. Oh. Okay, I missed it. I missed a shot. Can you guys see the seagulls? There was one that like flew right up against the window. Anyway, Nina's shopping at Costco. Good chance to get some extra videos in for you guys. So I'm not allowed to eat at my desk. There's crazy overhead lights that are at the office, and it's giving me a big headache. The fluorescent light bulbs give me a big headache. And so I used to sneak little snacks like peanuts or something in the top drawer of my desk, and I would just open it and just put it under my tongue and slowly chew when nobody could see me, especially my boss, because I wasn't allowed food in my desk. Then you couldn't listen to music either. It's like you're doing the most boring thing of all time, right? Just copy paste, and it had to be detail oriented so that you weren't making mistakes. Super boring, but you couldn't listen to music. So what I ended up doing was I had a CD player, CDs back in the day, a Discman. Discman is like a portable CD player. And I used to put it on the floor and I would put music in there. A lot of it was Andrea Bocelli at the time. And I would run a wire. I got a crazy long earphone wire that I ran through my legs, so through my jeans, right? Under my jean, the wire went from the floor, which is where the CD player was, through my jeans, up through, I used to wear these turtlenecks, just for this one reason. And I would have the turtleneck here, and then the wire would come through my turtleneck, it's a crazy long wire, and then pop out on one side of the ear, just so that I can sneakily listen to music while I worked. And I later learned that I was on the verge of being fired, up until we got a report back where my boss looked at how well did we do, me versus my teammates, the other people on my team. And there was 4 or 5 other people on the team. And when the reports came in, I had done more work with more accuracy, but more total work than all of my teammates combined. All of them combined. Me, one person. Because while they were slacking off, I was working. While they went for lunch breaks, we got an hour for lunch. I didn't go for an hour for lunch. I want to eat at my desk and get the work done. We got work to do, right? Even though it's not my company, it's my work. You know, like I'm attached to it because I'm doing it. And so I would sit there at the office and work through lunch. That's what I had, I don't know, just work ethic. And so I was about to get fired, and then the report came back, and I had done more work than all the other people on my team combined. And my boss wanted to have a discussion with me around just the same rules about not eating at the desk and not listening to music. And like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I'm more productive than everybody combined on this team. I'm producing higher quality work than everybody on this team. I'm replacing, 4 or 5 people on this team, just me. And I'm the one who's getting, not reprimanded, but having discussions with. And I realized I don't want to play this politics game. To work at a company that doesn't value you as a human, but also just doesn't value the right things. That I decided I need to do my own thing. I need to do my own thing. I need to have the freedom. I need to go and make my own life happen. A lot of people start a business because they hate their boss. A lot of people start a business because you're trying to run away from something. And that can be an okay part of a reason, right? But more important than running away from something is running towards something. More important than saying I don't want to have a crappy boss is I want to create a better future. Because if you're only starting the business to run away from something, you're never going to have the success that you could have. Where you need to switch it to say, I want freedom. I'm going to make freedom for myself, for my family. I want to give myself, the people around me, the lives that they deserve. I'm going to make that happen for us, me. I need that freedom. And having that as a move towards goal as opposed to a move away goal. And I think that's really important. I think too many people are living in a move away from. You're tired of this, and you're tired of that. You don't like this, you don't like that. And that's okay. You can use those reasons in moments of pain, in moments of you feel like you're going to quit, but you realize, I don't want to go back to that boss. I don't want to go back to a crappy job. And that gives you a little more courage to go through and stay on and keep going. But I think more important is the positive side of freedom. The life that you actually want to create for yourself. And so I challenge you to look at the reasons you have for starting your business. Look at the reasons you have. Look at the why. Why is it so important that this thing happens to you? And if you look at the most successful people of all time, making money is important. For sure. If you're not making money, you're not an entrepreneur. You don't have a business. You won't survive. But it's not number one. There's got to be something above it. Money's in your top 5, it's just not number one. What is that number one for you? And when you figure that out, and when you combine that with you having the freedom that you want, to build the life that you want, to have the impact that you want, to create the value that you want for yourself and the people around you, that's when everything changes. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you watch a video and you get motivated, the science says you have a 35% chance of following through. That's not enough. But when you write down what time, what place, and how you're going to actually take action on it, you jump to 91% chance of following through. And when you have public accountability and you commit to other people that you're gonna do it, it jumps to 95% that you will follow through. So I want that for you, Believe Nation. I wanna know your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate you.
Let's talk about writing books, because I'm working on my 4th now. I'm hating every minute of it, but I think it's going to be my best. But I always say that about every book. How do you do yours?
This book came when I was on tour last year, and I was hitting the city every 4 days and doing a speech in front of a group, and the questions that people asked me, I just kept like a note of what people kept asking me over and over again, and then it turned it into
And you got, thematically, you would get some very questions over and over again that people had, right? And you'd say that is a kernel, that's an important question, because they keep getting it all the time. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I was on tour and people kept asking me, how do I find my purpose? How do I find my purpose? How do I find my purpose? It's like the number one question in every city across America. I said, well, that's pretty easy. You don't have to sit on top of a mountain for 10 years or hire a $20,000 business coach. You know, there's a 3-step process to find your purpose. And I just guided them through it. And then everyone's, hey, pick me, do it with me. It's like, okay, well, I'll turn it into a book. And that became Built to Serve.
Sounds good. I got to read that book now. That sounds pretty good. I got to find my purpose. I've really enjoyed our time today. It's
great.
You're a good guy.
Thank you.
I'm going to endorse you. It's fantastic.
So I realize today the world we're living in. If you don't tell the world who you are, if you don't tell the camera of the world who you are, the world's going to tell the world who you are. So you have 2 choices. So a lot of people that say, well, I'm a private guy. No problem. Stay private. Let the world tell everybody who you are. Or you can get in front of the camera and say, this is who I am.
So you're saying control the narrative.
You have to, because if you don't, no one really knows who you are. See, I can watch a couple videos of you and you pop up and you comment on Instagram, and I go up and I say, let me see this guy. And I say, wow, this guy communicates very well. Petros, that's an Armenian name. Is he Yerevan? Is he Parska? Is he Beirutai? What is this guy? Where is he from? How did he make his money? And then now I come to your place, I see this location that you have. Beautiful, very detailed. July 22nd, baby, you are. So you're one of these perfectionist guys, structure, organized. You got everything situated. So then I'm intrigued by you. But say you don't do that. I don't know who you are. All I'm going to take is those 3 people that I used to work with who didn't like you. They'll say, you never want to work with Petros. Let me tell you who he really is. Then they have more influence than these guys.
Gotcha.
So you have to control the narrative.
If you want another awesome Kevin OLeary video, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
Most people think, oh, I'm going to start a company, 2 months later it's going to be worth $1 billion, and I'm going to make a fortune. That is actually not what happens to 99% of people.
What is your version of balance? That's all that matters.
There's no balance in life.